I've not had a good day today. I have a right good moan. Why have I not got the day on my... I don't condone BMI, by the way, it's a lot of nonsense, right? I mean, I'm struggling with this, I really am. Oh. I'll put some zing in you. That guy's mental, that's gonna kill him. And it nearly did. Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We're back in our favourite car park again. I've got a fear about this car park, by the way, so there's a camera like just up there. And it's obviously they must have seen me coming and going the past couple of weeks. I've got a fear somebody's going to turn up at this window one day whilst I'm recording. What are you doing? Because I literally am sitting in an industrial estate at the back end of some factory. Turn that down. Aye, and I don't know. It's just a bit, it all seems a bit seedy, really. So I come here to do this, film a wee kind of intro, my wee vlog, and get changed because there's no really changing room or anything like that in the gym. It's just constant on the go in there, so I don't like getting in and interrupting people or anything like that. But yeah, how we doing? I wasn't going to make a video today. I've not had a good day today. Probably a recurring theme here, but work's just not been great. And I'm struggling a bit with it all. But they say when you have bad days like that, sometimes you can have a really, really good, you know, the gym will fix you, make you feel really, really good. So well, I'm hoping for that, but I don't know. Maybe maybe's not. As always, I've got a wee bit of pre-workout, so that'll put a wee bit of spring in my step as I go in. Yeah. So what have we got to talk about today then? So it's Monday. Monday what is today's date? Why have I not got the date on my centre console? This is just ridiculous. It's Monday the 27th, right? So I don't like looking at my phone because I've got my phone set up like a wee monitor down here so that I can see what's going on here. But that's why I keep looking down there. Monday 27th. We've got another weigh in today. And I'm looking forward to this one. I know I always say I'm looking forward to it and I'm always disappointed, but I'm looking forward to this one because I finally hit, at home, I finally hit the 13 stone mark. And this has been eluding me since Christmas. You know, I've been losing £2 a week for weeks and weeks and months and months. You know, I started this journey at nearly 19 stone. So I've been losing £2, sometimes £3. And then it slowed down a wee bit in the middle somewhere, and then I kind of picked it back up again and stuff. I don't know what happens there because I'm not changing anything. I'm a creature of habit. I stick to the same things. I eat the same foods. You know, for lunch and stuff, I'm having meal replacement shakes and stuff like that. So it's no like I've not changed anything drastically. At Christmas and stuff, obviously I wasn't as active, so that probably had a bit of an effect there. And then obviously there was some alcohol, and obviously I've stepped out with my diet for Christmas, for like Christmas dinner and stuff like that. So, but I since I've got back on it, it's been quite slow, and I was aware that it was going to slow down eventually because you kind of keep losing at £2 a week, and you know what, not slowing down without changing something because your body gets used to it, and then the closer you get to being in a normal kind of BMI, I don't condone BMI, by the way, it's a lot of nonsense, right? But I want to get into the normal category. But for me, a normal category is like less than 12.5 stone. For a man who's 5'9" is ridiculous. A nearly 40-year-old man that's 5'9", that's ridiculous. 12.5 stone. Just to be into the normal bracket, like borderline overweight. Nah. So anyway, I've hit that 13 stone mark at home in the scales, so I'm hoping we see some sort of decent loss. I don't know if you've seen the video I put out last week or the weekend there, or I don't know when this goes out, next week, whatever. But my last video, where I put up some of the results and stuff like that, there's a bit that tells you my metabolic age. And I was quite pleased that it was only at 41, to be honest. I mean, I think it was 42 when I started. And but 41, I was quite pleased with that, because it's not really that far off. You know, if I said 51, I dread to think it would have been this time last year. But yeah. So yeah, that's Monday night. Monday night is pull-up night, kettlebells, push-ups. Now, I didn't know. Kettlebells, right? I've had a wee play with them and stuff like that before, but I've never really done anything seriously, and we've got like at least 2 sessions a week involve kettlebells. I didn't realise how painful it is working out with kettlebells. I mean, if you're normal kind of pull up and stuff like that, that's normal, right? But when you do a clean with a kettlebell, you swing it round your hand and catch it here. And it sits here on your forearm. I've got bruises on my forearm. And because we're doing it so often, the bruises are not getting time to heal before it's back in again, back on here. And then you do a clean, and we've been doing things like overhead presses and stuff like that with it. And it rubs there. I mean, I'm struggling with this, I really am. But I don't know if that's normal. I've looked at my technique and stuff like that. It did need a wee bit of change, but it's still rubbing. It's not banging down as much, but it's still rubbing there, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Or if I just need to. I mean, I've got like a set kind of gym gear, you might have noticed. That I wear this top, and I've got another one. Same brand. The same brand. Just it looks slightly different, same kind of style. But I don't know, maybe I need thicker sleeves or something. That'll maybe help that a wee bit. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't going to make a video. What was getting me done. And I was just in that, I know that mood. There wasn't anything that really set me off. It was just everything in general. I was just annoyed. You know, there wasn't one particular thing. I'm driving here, and I'm still annoyed, and I'm like, oh. And do you know what I noticed, right? Right, so I'm in Glasgow. You might have noticed by the accent. Right, I'm kind of trying to find that middle ground between, you know, people being able to understand me and not sounding like a tit. I mean, there's a fine line in there. But the streets of Glasgow, right? Anybody that drives in Glasgow regularly will know they're an absolute nightmare. And I'm not just talking about the potholes, because the potholes are really bad, right? But, you know, I know we're in the middle of this, it seems like a never-ending winter. But that's no excuse for there being no white lines on the road. You know, I was driving down a street there, it's a tight street, and there's 2 lanes on each side of the road, and there's no white lines dividing them. And you can see people kind of weaving in and out and stuff like that, because they don't know where they're going. But I mean, it's really tight. I mean, I can imagine 2 buses sitting side by side, or 2 lorries sitting side by side on that street, and I mean, it's a big curvy street. aye, that was my bugbear, and that's when I decided that I'm going to make this video because I've got something to moan about. And I have a right good moan. My last video I sort of touched on why I'm doing this, why I'm making videos, and and I said at the time that not the weight loss part and the fitness part, I mean that's pretty obvious, but I suppose it's not really obvious. The fact I've set myself a timeline, it was more just to keep me happy, I suppose, just kind of give me something to aim towards. But at the same time, my wife brought this up to me the other day, and it's something I hadn't really thought about, is I'm putting all this on, 40. And I suppose I'm not scared of turning 40, but at the same time, it's like, when you're a wee guy, somebody that was 40 was really old. I don't feel really old. I mean, when I was at my heaviest, I was starting to feel really old. And that was kind of the turning point for me. I was getting pains in my knees and my ankles, my feet and stuff like that. I just felt tired all the time. And I was putting it down to old injuries and stuff like that, and maybe developing arthritis and stuff before, reality kind of set in. It's gained a lot of weight in the past year or two, so yeah, but I mean, I've put this major milestone on 40, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know. I mean, I've got a son who's about to turn 5, and I suppose, my head subconsciously is doing the maths and thinking that when he's a teenager, what age am I going to be? I want to go and do things with him and stuff like that. Take him to football, go and kick a ball about and stuff like that. And, I want to be able to do that. So I suppose, part of it is that I want to keep myself fit and healthy so that we can do stuff like that. But the other side is, it's when you get to this age, all the big diseases, all the big illnesses and stuff like that, this is when people start mentioning them. And it's like, that is there's probably more fear there towards that than anything else. So yeah, that's probably one of the big reasons. Sorry, I need to start drinking this because time's ticking away here. Oh, I'll put some zing in you. I don't know if you can hear this. It's raining quite bad outside. Well, not quite bad. I mean, when you look at weather, quite bad was a couple of days ago. How wrong did I get that? Here was me doubting our meteorologists. Is that what you call weathermen? Here was me doubting them. Saying, it's just another one of these storms with a name. Yes, it'll pass, there'll be no incident. Wow. How wrong was that? Schools get cancelled. The purge started. You get these messages popping up on your phones, alarms get off. Trees coming down. I go for a walk every night. Not every night, nights that I'm not in the gym. I go for a walk, and it's all part of kind of homework for this. And they increase the time. So every week it started off at 15 minutes. And we're now up to, this week, we're now up to 30 minutes. So on Friday there, everything calmed down a wee bit. I want to go out for my walk. I don't want to miss this. I did nothing all day, so I was like, I at least want to go out and get for a walk. The destruction I seen that night. Why do you keep interrupting me? Destruction that night. Fences. Walking down this street and there was just like a whole row of fence down. I got to the end of the street and I turned the corner. And there was a shed on its side on the pavement. And I was like, clearly it's come out of a garden somewhere, but where? It was like in the middle of the pavement. I don't know if it had been messed about with or... I don't know. But I walked back by again the next night and it was still there. So, I'm eager to see Tuesday night I go for a walk. I'm not in the gym. I'm eager to see if it's still sitting there. But no, we were sitting. My wife was upstairs. She was working from home. It was just me and my wee boy. We were sitting in the living room. He was messing about in his tablet. I was messing about my phone. We get paid early, so I was buying clothes. You know, I need to keep buying clothes because I started this journey and double XL was a push, right? I was lying to myself, you know, I was a size 40 waist and I had extra buttons and stuff like that on it because, you know, I wasn't going any higher than size 40. I'm now a size medium and I have no clothes that fit. You know, I went on holiday in October there, so I do have t-shirts and shorts and stuff like that. And I bought the odd bit like this. But like normal clothes, I mean, I've had to buy 3 different sizes of jeans over the past 6 months because I wear them once or twice and then they're ridiculously big. So I know, I shouldn't be complaining about that, but I mean, it's costing me a fortune. So I was probably doing that, I'm sure I was. Looking for deals. And you know, that way something just catches your eye. So, head down looking at the phone. And something caught my eye and I looked up. And it was a trampoline sliding down the road. It was that way my brain couldn't comprehend this, what I'd just seen. And then I realised it stopped. But where it had stopped on the road was directly behind my car. And it was that kind of second that it took my brain to go, you need to do something about that. I thought, oh no. So there I am, pulling on a hoodie. I was wearing shorts at the time. Pulling on a hoodie, I ran out and started dragging it up the street. I'm dragging it along and I'm thinking to myself, what the hell am I going to do with this? In my head, it was like, right, I need to get away from the cars. And there's like a grassy patch that leads out of woodland just kind of at the corner of my street. So I'm dragging it along and it was kind of, wind was dying down and picking up and dying down and picking up. I'm dragging it along and I get to the corner. And as my back hit the corner, I can feel the wind coming this way. And I was like, I don't know what to do here. If I keep pulling this, it's going to take off. So I stopped and thought for a second. By the way, nobody else came out to help me, by the way. I could see people at windows and nobody came near. They probably think, that guy's mental, that's going to kill him. And it nearly did. So I went round the other side and started pushing, thinking, you know, it's not going over the top of me if the wind catches it. I started pushing. And it kind of died down a bit, enough to make it away from the cars, and started really going for it, pushing it beyond the grass. You know, the sled push backed me up a wee bit there. You know, but so, charging ahead with this thing, and all of a sudden the wind picked up. Bang. It lifted it straight off the ground, flipped it right up into the air, whilst I was still holding it. As it took off, you know, up until that point it had been like Aladdin's carpet, it was kind of wavering, it was ready for it. So as it took off, I let go. However, my arms were still in this position, and as it flipped, one of the poles came up and caught me, and took me with it. Caught the underside, the cuff of my hoodie. It's one of my favourites as well. And just pulled it. Now I thought, I'm either going to lose an arm here or I need to throw some resistance into this. So I pulled back and it ripped and off it went. I've not seen it since. I mean, I've been walking around that area and I've not seen it, so God knows where it ended up. And I was annoyed about my hoodie, but it could have been worse, I suppose. How do you explain that one to your personal trainer? Oh, I can't do push-ups anymore. Why not? I've only got one arm. Right, guys. I think I'm going to leave it there because I need to get round here, get checked in, get weighed in, and get warm up before the madness. So yeah, for a night that I didn't want to talk, I've actually done quite a wee bit of talking here, so I'll give your ears a rest, give my throat a rest. I can't look into this light anymore, so I'm just going to leave it, and we'll say the usual, catches, peace.